Hello there, this is Reels88, and this is my Dead Space Remake, hard mode. No damage, no shop, no stasis, and no upgrades, and at the moment, no contact beam. And this is Chapter 10, End of Days, Part 2. And right now, I might have to split Chapter 10 up into 4 parts. I don't know just yet, because the very end of this chapter, there's a really big fight, and I might have to really just concentrate on how to get through it, because I'm going to have to include it as a boss fight, because this is where you're going to have your final encounter with the hunter. You know, the guy who's been chasing around the ship that we cannot kill. We just have to run away from. In fact, we were about to encounter him here in a little bit. But that's a really huge fight. And there's a problem with it. And that's because you might have to use Stasis to beat that fight. And I can't use Stasis, but we can use the Stasis jars around the ship. And that's why you're going to be seeing me use Kinesis to drag them all over this chapter, because I'm going to bring them all with me into that fight. And you could hear a few wall guardians in this room, and they're kind of dangerous because you can't barely see in this room. So I wouldn't be surprised if you were running and you accidentally run into one of these things and it just one-shots you. Something to definitely be careful on when doing impossible mode. But we use the flame wall on them. Pretty much takes care of them reliably. Come over here and grab your oxygen. I come in this room. There's the battery that you're going to need to proceed this level. It's in this room. And amazing physics right there with the door. Cutting that corpse up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the battery and just bring it with me first, because you have to explode a puzzle sack in that poisonous area. But after you do that, the hunter's going to come out. So I'm going to grab the battery, and then I'm going to put the battery where it needs to go. And once you come back into this room, hold on, the room that I'm about to show you. So, after you do what you need to do, the hunter chases you down. When you come into this room, you're going to get assailed by 3 necromorphs, so be aware of that. But the hunter fight at the very end of this chapter, it's going to pose a few problems, because I have to first take care of all the necromorphs in that room, and then I can concentrate on the hunter. And you have to dismember the hunter in a very specific spot, and then slow him down with stasis. And as the challenge run commences, I have to abide by the rules of not using my own stasis. So we have to use stasis jars, and you might be able to get by, without using stasis, if you're quick enough. And this is me getting ready for the fight in this room, by the way. Yeah, I'm just gonna put some poles right here on the ground. 3 poles will take care of the 3 necromorphs in this room when you come back in. And back to the hunter boss fight. And then, right after you beat the hunter, when you leave the door, a tentacle is going to grab you. And I don't think there's an autosave there. There's no checkpoint. So I have to beat the hunter and beat the tentacle without dying. And that might take a lot of retries. So that's the reason why I'm going to give the hunter fight probably its own video. No, I'm going to speed this part up here. I'm just going to the shop to drop some stuff off. You don't need to see me do that. Let me save. Now we make our way back to the poisonous room. And I go back in here and I grab all the ammunition that I could not get before. And like I mentioned before, these are the stasis jars right here. That might come in handy later on. And I'm gonna knock this fan blade out right here, because we're gonna run into our good old friend, the hunter, here in a second. So I grabbed this guy. He was taking the shit, and interrupt him. And there's your buddy right there. Just hack his leg off with the fan blade. And we make our way back into this room. And for some reason, the chairs and the desk just got in the way of the door. I don't know how that happened. But the 3 necromorphs I mentioned earlier, here they are. We take care of them efficiently. All that prepping, you know, it paid off. As we bring the stasis jar with us in this room. Now I'm going to go back to the shop and dump some stuff off again. But basically, after your encounter with the hunter just from a second ago, when you go back to visit the shop, there's going to be a lot of necromorphs. Like, there's going to be a twitcher, there's going to be a leaper, and you want to be ready for them. And open up this door right here, and then kind of take a step in there, and then take a step back out and enter this hallway back. Because he's going to come through that vent. And here we go. I enter this room and come back out. And there he is. We got plenty of things to deal with him. And don't let your guard down just yet, because there's going to be some more on the way. Yep, right there. What did I tell you? There's another pole in this room. I couldn't find it. I was kind of in panic mode here. And usually there's more than that. There's more than 2. There's probably like 3 or 4. But I got my guard up. And it appears like there's no more. So we just speed it up. I'm going back to the elevator. And this scare always gets me right here. I completely always forget about that guy. But when you make it your way back in this hallway, there's going to be an exploder. I would take that rod with you, but I did not do that. I completely forgot about him. And yeah, this is where he kind of surprised me, and I thought I was going to go for broke right here and just shoot his sack. And I'm surprised I didn't take any damage. But I'm going to bring this stasis jar with me. I'm going to speed it up. This is the hallway where you're going to go very slowly. We're back in the room with a marker. This is where you would encounter the hunter earlier in the very beginning of this chapter. I just go around and I loot the place. I cut out all the looting in this room. I would advise you just to explore around the room and pick up stuff. I visit the shop here. I cut that out. So I'm just giving you my commentary on that. That way you know what I'm doing. And no, I'm not cheating. I'm not buying any ammo. I'm just doing this to save some time on the video. Trust me, I am not breaking any of my rules. I'm like Honest Abe. And I'm gonna use this tactic right here. You see me use it before, where I add a laser trap to this luggage. And when you get into this room, there's gonna be a quarantine lockdown. And I'm gonna put a laser trap right over there because 2 necromorphs spawn on that line.
Hazardous anomaly detected.
And I'm keeping my eye open. They could spawn from anywhere, I think. And there's one guy. And you notice how I'm just dealing with this guy right here? There's 2 more necromorphs that spawn right there on that line where I put that laser trap. So that pretty much took care of them. That one laser trap took care of 2 necromorphs. That's the reason why you didn't see me dealing with any of them. See? There's his dead body right there. When you enter this hallway right here, a slasher is going to come out through that vent right there. So be prepared for him. I knock him down with a regular blade. And he's an enhanced necromorph too. So this will finish him off. I don't know if that'll one-shot him. I've tried it out before, it never did. So, yep, just be aware of him. He always pops out of that vent every single time. And grab that pole and make your way into this corner room. It's very dark in this hallway, so I apologize if you cannot see. But when you come into this room, there's going to be a lady right there on the ground. And she's going to shoot her head off, but I'm going to try to keep her off the video, so that way there's like no... to lower the intense gore and violence in this game. And you see there's a lurker right there, pops down, he always comes down right after that woman blows her head off. And I'm really surprised, actually, because you really wouldn't think anybody would be left alive in this ship. Okay, we've been in this ship for a while now, and whenever you first arrive on the Ishimura, the infection has been like, what, 2 days old now? Like, everybody on the ship should be dead. And you hear people in the background screaming like they're being murdered. And I get why they're doing it. Oh, and watch out for this guy. He's playing possum. I wake him up with some luggage and then finish him off with a pull. But back to my rant, or my tangent. Oh, and be aware, whenever you put the battery in this hole, a slasher, an enhanced slasher is going to come out from the other end of the hallway. Yep, just like clockwork. But yeah, nobody should be alive on the ship now. And the people who survived, like Kine or Mercer, the villain that you've been running into, yeah, I don't believe that. I just don't believe that anybody could survive for that long on this ship with all these monsters running around. And I'm going to go in this room, pick some stuff up. I'll bring a pole back into this main room right here. Because, yeah, right here. I bring a few in there because once you come back in here, you're going to be assaulted by more necromorphs. So I grab this fire hydrant and I hit the stack right here, and then I just make a run for it. Make a run back for that room. There's a hunter that's gonna chase you down in this hallway, but if you're quick enough, he can't get to you. And there's gonna be a lurker over there, and a twitcher right there. And I decided to, make a bitch move, and I get out of there. I don't think I'm gonna be coming back into that room. And remember when I told you about the stasis jars, where I'm going to be doing with them? Well, I'm gonna be picking that one up. I'm just being cautious here because I think the twitcher might be coming through that door. I know he's not dead. So we grab the stasis jar and I unequip the laser trap, pick it back up. I'm bringing the stasis jar over here. Drop it down there. And we make our way over here. I make a little cut right here because I do the shop. We make a save. And we make our way into the VIP captain's offices and stuff like that. We're coming up to the end of the video, my good people, and I will see you in part 3. You have a nice day. Goodbye.